I decided I would go ahead and do my end of the year wrap up for 2018. I'm starting kind of from the back of the stuff to the earlier. Actually, I'm not doing anything. I don't really have a plan. These are all the most recent hunts. This is where it kind of ends up. This is the sorting zone. This is triage. And someone gave me a good idea about this. I can figure out where, if that, figure out where this ranch is, and then figure out who got first place in 1973. See if they want their trophy back. I want my trophy back. You can see the slag. That's actually one of my favorite finds. Still credit cards in there. I hadn't sorted this. This should be back in my man purse as well as this. But when I get home, I'll just do a quick dump here. And so you probably remember most of this. Yeah, there's a bunch of phones. These leaves, I just keep those because they mean a lot to me. So anyway, this bottle is my massive piece of slag. I can't mail that to you. I know I've sent a lot of slag out to a lot of people. I can't mail that one. That's the beast. Anyway, so let's go look at the other pile. I don't keep the whole base camp this nasty. It's just that this is kind of my secret junk zone. Now that's not just from this year, of course, but the ones that are kind of tossed around are. So these are some of the most special treasures of 2018. Here's my bride.
Hey!
What are you doing?
I've been in the mall all day.
You going nuts?
So now I need to run.
I know.
What are we looking at?
Well, I was going to do a 2018 wrap up, but now I'm getting overwhelmed because I haven't done anything as far as sorting or putting it together. Those are golf balls. I don't even know where to begin. This is not metal detecting stuff. 99% of this is creek stuff. I've got so many axe heads. It's ridiculous. That's a hoe head. That's a little mini one. That was pretty cool. It's like an old roofing hammer. Probably not old. And you know what I was looking for? This is what I was telling you about electrolysis. Who needs electrolysis when you can just do this? Look. Let's do this the right way. Then it looks like it just went through electrolysis. Then you spray a little Don't Rest No More on it, and you got you a nice horseshoe. Got some horseshoes. This is a piece of what I believe might be similar to that artillery chain that we now have hanging on the wall. A little bit of horse tack. Everybody finds those if you metal detect or play in the water. That one's actually kind of neat. I don't think I found one completely together like that. I don't know what that is. You're gonna get your fingers dirty. And you know, then all this other stuff, this creek junk you've seen. And I've got an iron pile. I don't know why I keep piling all this stuff up.
Oh, that looks like that goes to a car.
It did. There's a wallet. It didn't have an ID in it, so that I found in Mississippi with my friends from New York, big city of dreams, and I wanted to kind of clean it off and see. No, it's not a valuable treasure. It's one I'm okay with doing that.
It's like those things that you take your Coke.
Yeah, it's a bottle opener, but it says that right there. Oh, my phone rings. All right, I had to stop for a second because my son was calling. So where do I begin? I know most people have all this stuff laid out nicely.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
There was that pile of stuff.
Yeah, I know. This is ridiculous.
It's okay.
I usually try to have it all sorted. I can stop and start over.
Oh, I know what you could do. You can put it on the fast thingy and then sort it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do fast thingy, then sort it. You gonna help me?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. You know, before I do this, I'll go ahead and give you a little update about all the junk. That's previous years, and this stuff's got to go. And that's all brass, copper, and lead. This bucket. And all those pipes are copper. That's all junk that's been dug. All that is iron. All that is old bottles that I don't know why I keep this stuff. But I've thrown a lot of it away, but I need to throw a lot more away. So we're gonna do a sort right here. That way I can easily throw it in its proper location. And people say I don't clean out the creeks. What is that then? If I don't clean out the creeks? Okay, I think I'm not in slow motion anymore. But before I go any further, let me make sure. I mean, super motion. Okay, here we go. Now what I didn't take out was all this stuff. These are just little things that I just picked up and thought was cool. Like a little bitty clock gear. The stink bug right there. You've seen it all before. I thought that was cool. Watch back, bullets. Just stuff. Well, there's a little rinky-dinky bottle. It's gotta go over there. So now looking at the pile, the pieces of guns we found, that one right there, I thought for sure. We found that in Georgia, remember, darling?
No, I don't remember.
When you dumped me out in that creek in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
it took me hours and hours, and we had to finally meet up.
Yeah.
We didn't know where I was. I saw that on the bottom. I thought, man, that's a gun. That's a gun. So anyway, there's all the utensils. Now, metal detecting utensils that may be sort of silver. That one's got a little gold patina. Says it's stainless. Padlocks, you know I like padlocks. Little car parts, couple of deer horns. This is the only snake I've ever brought home. Then we found a lot of phones together, remember? We found them. Y'all remember them? And then, of course, I got a pretty good pile of credit cards, and I've thrown tons of those away. Several wallets and several purses that were not returnable. The ones that were pretty clear and not 10 years old, I returned to police stations. So there's toy cars, the golf ball haul for this year. Not quite as impressive as last year, but... And then the bottles. And I just got a bunch of those Doug Jones signs that were being thrown away for targets. You spray paint them and then you can stick them way out in the field and use them as targets to shoot at. I don't know what that is. Just a fitting, but it's brass. I thought it was cool. And my bride and I found that together floating down the creek. Remember that?
I do.
It was just in the water floating towards us.
Somebody just thrown it in.
It's like it was meant to be.
There was no water in it.
And I've actually got a bunch of these.
Those
I don't know. Yeah, they are cool. I don't know why I keep them. Let's go look at how many I have. That's the stuff I showed you a minute ago. I don't know why I keep these, but I do. I used to get them at estate sales, and then I just stick them up there. And then when I die, my kids are gonna say, "Why am I daddy to keep all these goofy things for, man?" Cool. Okay. Yes, it runs actually quite well. You just gotta pump up that back tire. So that's it for the outside show. Now all the, what I consider a little bit better stuff is indoors. That's a massive pile. What I was saying a minute ago, you know how people say, why don't you take the trash with you instead of leaving it?
That's just.
What do you call this? Trash with me. Oh, I forgot this. Listen. $5.
Oh no.
Come on, Papa Top, take us away.
5,000.
I ain't got $5,000. Maybe we start a GoFundYou page instead of GoFundMe, because I don't want to take your money. So be GoFundMe. We did find 3 pair of scissors. And that guy or girl, that could be a girl. Don't go. What is that? Did we ever figure out what that was?
We might have on that day, and I just don't remember. That looks old. Made in China.
Mom. Made in China.
Yep. Oh, here it is.
Jigokujin.
1984.
It's Chinese and Japanese.
And then there's a.
1984. I wasn't even born then.
I can't read what the makers.
Okay.
But it's made in China.
No big deal.
84. That's still pretty. Is that an antique now, or is antique has to be 100?
I think. Oh, I don't know. I guess it all depends on what you consider an antique. So anyway, this is the massive pile that's hid out behind my barn way out in the field, so nobody sees it. And I need to gather all this stuff up and throw it away. Golf balls I don't throw away. Bottles I pile up under a building so the kids can also throw those away one day when I buck the kick it. And then when it's all be done, let's go inside. Same way though. I've been building the pile to wrap up this 2018 wrap up video. And as I'm looking through it, it's interesting because there's not as much piled up here. And I think a lot of it's outside. I think, was it last year I had so much more? Ah, my phone's ringing. 1 second. I was going to count the change and everything, but I changed my mind, and I considered cleaning all of it up a little bit, and I got looking online, and everything I read said that it was illegal to laundry money, so I skipped that option. So to wrap this thing up, since I can't remember, I've done it in 2 or 3 pieces at a time with the outside stuff over the course of things going on with kids and family and everything. I want to just show you all of this. I thought that was a pipe, and then I think someone said, no, that's a toilet handle. So if you need a toilet handle, there it is. Remember Bowling Lady? We found her in the creek. These and going back, most of this came out of creeks. I did dig a lot of it up. I got an open door for my cat. Come on. He's a funny cat. He'll stand there and just stare at me sometimes and really won't participate. This came from a creek with Zach. Remember that? And that came from the woods. These are the only knives. I know I found more knives than this, though. I just don't know. I'm missing a box or something. But we'll go look in a minute. That is a top to a hand grenade. All those were dug. Remember the pancake plate? That was pretty cool, huh? And I found this, the same place I dug all those coins under the clothesline. I think a couple of years ago. But this came from the same spot, and I think that came off a piece of luggage. It's got a little address on it. Everybody digs lantern parts. I like that just because it looked like it was kind of hand forged. Y'all told me this came off a bicycle, which is cool. And you got your race car paraphernalia. Not a good year for the, what do you call those things? Those rocks? Arrowheads, padlock. That's probably my favorite padlock that I've ever found. Keys are cool. Y'all remember the Mary Widows thing. Everybody got a kick out of that. I didn't know what it was at first. And this was neat. This came from the creek, if I remember correctly. It's got the little bulldozer on it, or the road grading thing. Is that where I got that? Was that in a creek? J.D. Adams and Company? I think so. And then the little miniature Mustang came from the same area as all the other racing stuff. I left the string on here because you don't, when you dig something, you don't want to ruin the value of it. Cash token. I mean, no cash value. That's a goofy little, you know, arcade coin thingy. What else is there? All the little tins. Oh, I forgot this little stack of case quarters here. Usually all are supposed to be over here with the, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 more. The pennies are in line. All the, wait, that one looks kind of unique. We better take it out and look at it real quick. I noticed it as I was messing with them. There's probably a couple of wheats in there that I didn't sort out when I came back. I only found one piece of paper money this year. And I keep head stamps just because they're cool. And it actually, when you find a head stamp in a spot that's in a town, it kind of makes me ponder. You know. Anyway, so I thought I'd do a quick count. These are in rows of 50 cents a piece. So that's $1, $2, $3, $4. And this is $1, 2, 3, 4. So that's $18 in quarters and 4. What's that? 22. I didn't count the nickels or the dimes. So we didn't find a lot in money, but the bottles, we had a good year for small bottles. A lot of the bottles are still outside. That one was, I believe, iodine, World War II era, and then the little bottles. This was the only seriously heavy silver spoon I found. It's cool. What else? Oh, let's go down here. The only old coins I found this year. Wait, it'll be last year. I just remember that. We gotta start over. Okay, we won't. For the 2 Mercuries, the one right here with Sting on it, and this Barber dime. And then we got 1 V-nickel. And we got a few wheats. That's not... Oh, my cat, he wants back out. Hold on. He comes in for a drink of water and 2 bites of cat food, then he leaves. That's where he rolls. Like a panda in a bar. Tree-dwelling marsupial. Eats, shoots, and leaves. So anyway, so where did that come from? There's a jewelry I found. That came from crack swishing, remember? Swishing cracks in the creek. And all the other ones came... Oh, y'all watch. You remember when we dug that out? And you could see it and it was like embedded in the Creative Con. All these came from the creek. Now this came from the beach. Because I thought it was impressive till I found out it goes in your belly or your eyeball or something. That's still pretty cool. I believe that is a lead tag off an old power meter outside of your house back in the old days. These 3 coins, these are, if you're down with the OCC, that's what those are. Other country coins, but these all came from the beach, believe it or not, Florida. There's some, this silver necklace came from a creek. Remember, it was wrapped up with a, I believe it's the one that I found that was wrapped up with a, sound it out, dude. Before we talk about that, remember that? It's a QMC spoon? I believe it's Quartermaster's Club. So that is military. It's cool. This was wrapped up with a fishing reel. So this stuff is fun and neat. It's all fun and neat. But check this stuff out. There would not be a single Civil War related item on this table if it weren't for my friends from New York and my friends from Georgia and a friend in Alabama who allows me to go to their permissions with them sometimes. I'm telling you, it wouldn't be a thing. You'd be looking at junk all the time with me. Although I like some of this junk. I like all of it. That's why I pile it up. I'm just trying to determine how much I really want to sort out and keep. A lot of this will be going away, so my kids don't have to deal with it one day. Now these items came from Mississippi, not that, and not those four. When my friends came down from New York and we met, that was awesome. That was a fun hunt. I don't know, they found a lot more than I did, but it was a doggone good hunt. Hanging out with them was the best. Y'all remember him who brought the pepperoni and the cheese-filled pepperoni and the cheese-filled pickles and all that? It's cool stuff, huh? Now these items are from a different state, but I got a castle in Brooklyn. That's where I dwell. This is what I believe to be, and I don't think that's the same one EA Jr. found, is a cutting blade. You know, stone. And then this, I did not think was anything. I found this with Zach. And I got to looking and pondering and looked it up, and sure enough, it is a Civil War. I had to stop again for a second. It is a Civil War X1. I believe that's 11 Corps. 11th. Oh yeah, that makes sense. 11th Army Corps hat badge. Under the crescent moon. And I got that when I was with Zach. And one of y'all may have told me what that was, or to look it up, that it looked like something. It's neat. And the story that I understand from what I understand from reading is that when there's so many soldiers that came to meet up in one place and form their little platoons or battalions, I don't know how many people were in each one, but everybody, hang on just a second. Sorry, I had to stop again. I probably walked up, which is fine, but she didn't want to play video right now. So the way to figure out who was who, since a lot of them could be slackers and you could hide in the group, they come up with different emblems to kind of designate which group you're in. That's kind of what I understand. These are all from hunts, I believe, with me and Zach. Pretty awesome. This has got to be one of my favorite. They've been split to make a sinker out of. These were found right along those. Isn't that interesting? And these, you know what these are? Other than coated in clear fingernail polish, so they didn't fall apart anymore. You know what those are? Those are Burnside bullets for this. Isn't that cool? That is a cat hair. These are neat. They're so doggone neat to me. I'm wrong. These are not Burnside bullets. I'm sitting here getting overly excited. I got thinking, wait a minute, these are Burnsides. These are the Burnsides because they had a long cone on the other end. It was probably about that long, and it was like an ice cream cone or a torch. See, I could go edit that out and you'd never know I made that mistake. And I can't even fake it because I don't remember what these are. I got to Google it. Let's look. Let's break out the phone. Sometimes I just forget what to say even when I break out the phone. Spencer carbine round. Then we're going to go to Imagines. There it is. Spencer's. Dum, dum, dum. Civil War tall. Okay, so those are Spencer's. I should have known that. These are the ice cream cone ones to go to this. Now, of course, my favorite find of the year, and probably for my lifetime, is this. This is a Burnside carbine that we painstakingly, y'all remember? We put some time into this joker. And it's still looking good. Solid as a rock. There is a little shrinkage here and there, but I went back and even just recently, as it finishes its drying process, because the solution I soaked it in and all the wood, took a while. That's not cat hair. That is felt fuzz that I put where I have it resting on the wall. So anyway, I guess I'm done talking. That is where the metal band went around the wood that hold the fore end on. That is a piece of the metal, but as it all leaches, yeah, I've heard this story a million times. We won't talk about it again. So anyway, that's it. That's my end of the year wrap up for 2018. And I want to thank Zach Bird's Adventure Hour, and all my friends from New York. Isn't that cool? Because I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for them, the Civil War stuff. Yeah, this come out of the same place these things came from. And this, and this. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I forgot to share? Hold on, we gotta turn around for that. That's where the Burnside rests. That is an artillery chain and the single horseshoe that I found real close to that. So now, I don't know if I'll be first, second, or whatever when Zach puts out his wrap-up video, but I look forward to it because he found some pretty incredible stuff. So anyway, oh, my phone's ringing again. Yeah, I meant to tell you now. This little, I believe Daniel, y'all know Daniel. I believe one of his friends said that was a garter clip, like a garter belt. That is an eye button, Civil War eye button, and then these musket balls. Those came from a spot Daniel let me hunt. And y'all know Daniel. Daniel was with me and Zach and everyone when we found this. And Daniel found another barrel off another weapon. So anyway, thank you all for everything. It was a good year. It's going to be a better one this year. We're going to get Zach Bird Adventure Hour back on board. I'm ready to go play. Thanks for watching my videos.